driving cross countries, getting ball tires, fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do that. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro. Lights, camera, action. Action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard. And we winning is the heart of a villain.
Friday night special edition of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the bearded villains from the White Brotherhood. Guys, tonight it is, what is today? It is April 23rd, 2024. This is episode 226. I've lost count of the days. This will be the last episode of August of 2024. Oh my goodness. What a week it has been. Busy for me, work and everything else going on. And yeah. After last week's show, where I didn't really plan on going off on some stuff, but I did. And I got some really positive feedback from that. So I really appreciate that. But tonight, we don't have anything. If you're used to us having a kind of a plan of attack for tonight, if you're used to the show having kind of a formulated plan, that won't be the case tonight. Every once in a while, I just hit play or record. I just hit go. I hit live, all the buttons, right? And I just go. And because for whatever reason, it just didn't formulate into a plan of attack for the show for the week. And I still want to do the show. I still have fun with it. But this is one of those nights. So looking forward to any of the comments in the live comments section here, leading maybe into further discussion from last week's episode a little bit. But if we don't get there, that's fine. It could be a continued conversation for later. Absolutely. But we'll get into some of that stuff here in just a few minutes. I am excited to see a few things going on out in the BV world. And this goes back to some of our brothers that are, still full on committed into the BV world, others that have moved on, but I still love to see the progress and successes that they have because they're still brothers. And we've got brothers doing some really cool, fun things out there in the world that we love to share. And I have to say, I've talked about some of his travels several times before, and I just want to give a shout out because I've loved the last 2 weeks watching his travels over on the other side of the globe. And I'm talking about Mr. Radar. It's been very fun to see the warm welcome, the reception that he received. He gets it everywhere he goes, and he reciprocates it absolutely whenever people come over to his place. But it's been very fun to see that journey that he and his wife went on this last couple of weeks over into England and to Ireland and just all over it. And it was fun. It was fun to watch from afar whatever he shared with us on Instagram and wherever else, because it just speaks, whenever we have brothers that do those kinds of things. I mean, yes, it's great to see. It's great to see, brothers going to visit other brothers around, regionally, of course, or here in the States, just, traveling across the country or whatnot. But anytime that you're able to see a brother, going and meeting up with other brothers literally from across other parts of the world is a very cool thing, and just speaks to the nature of what this brotherhood is. And it speaks to the connections and the closeness and everything the things that we love about this brotherhood. It speaks volumes to that. So absolutely something we really need to focus on. There's so much going on in the world that can pull us apart and separate us. And there are people out there that are completely focused on that. And that's what drives them. Those people that are not happy unless they're making sure someone else is unhappy. And I'm just so over that. I'm tired of it. I'm ready to just constantly be excited and celebrate the successes of brothers, the fun, amazing trips and the things that guys do, the successes in their personal life, successes in their professional lives. That to me is that's just what this is about. And so I look forward to continuing that as we move forward past episode 226 and into the future for sure. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the guys that are here in the live show with us here, as I always do every week, because they are the ones that are here with me in the moment right now, and I love to see it. So on a Friday night of all times, right? Friday night when everybody's done with their work week, most people, and Dapper Dan, man, he says, hey, what's good, villains? Yeah, in a follow-up comment, I said, what are you doing right now? And he says, this is overkill, okay, Dan? I'm just calling you out. I'm going to call you out because I'm not sharing anything that's private because you posted it in the chat. But yeah, he says, chilling at Busch Gardens and didn't want to miss the show. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. This show is not that important. And it's better for you, unless you're just like looking for an escape, because I know when I go to theme parks like that, sometimes I'm looking for an escape. So I appreciate you coming on anyway, but man, don't feel obligated for sure, because you're doing something better than what we're doing on a Friday night of all times too. But Buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. He says, evening, guys. Buddy's getting ready for another fun-filled weekend event down in Chattanooga next weekend. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there for that, so I do apologize. It's difficult, man. Difficult making those 8 or 9 hour trips, multiple times a year. So unfortunately, chances are only get down to Chattanooga once a year. If I can make it twice, that's great. But this rolls into a really busy time of year for me. And I think, Buddy, you know that. So I appreciate it. I wish I could be down there for you guys. But that's good to see. Jake hanging out with us as well. What is up? Good evening, brothers, he says. Good to see you here. Yes, Elevated Gray is also hanging out with us as well. Good evening, brothers. Hey, what's up? What's up? Tyler's hanging out with us as well. What's up? Evening, brothers, he says. You betcha. Simon, love it. How you doing, buddy? Come back to the UK. We miss you. Man, I have been trying. You have no idea. I have been looking at flights. I have been trying to figure out a way, looking at super saver type flights and everything I can. And best case scenario that I can find is it's going to cost me about $2,000 to get over there. So couch cushion money, maybe some sort of a GoFundMe. I just need to create an annual GoFundMe page or an annual fund for, the Heart of a Villain / BP to make it for his travel expenses to get over across the pond once a year. At least, that to me, that would be ideal. That I can get over there and at least come visit the bros over there once a year. I'd love to see that. I don't think that the wife is going to be on board with that. Next time I come over there, she has already told me that absolutely she's coming with, which I wanted her to the first time, but that didn't work out. And so, yeah, that means it's going to be more expensive and it probably won't become an annual thing at that point. So unless I win the lottery, which, hey, right? There's always a possibility. Well, there's probably not a possibility unless I find a ticket because I don't play the lottery. So it is what it is. Is what it is. Let's see what else we got here. Buddy, oh, look at that. I didn't know this. Wish Elevated Greg congratulations. He's getting married tomorrow. Hey, congratulations. Congratulations. That is awesome. Elevated Gray is getting elevated. Or he will be getting elevated. I love it. Yeah. Hey, Simon, I would totally take you up on that. It's just getting there, right? It's just getting there. I have no doubt that I could find places to stay. But it's the getting there is the hard part. So maybe I just need to buy my own plane and take my own flight lessons and then I can, but I bet that like me flying myself, even in a small plane, would probably be more expensive than, aside from the cost of actually owning an aircraft and everything that it would take to get to fly it and learn how to fly it, all that cost. Aside from all that, just actually fueling a jet, I would bet, or a plane, might cost more than than the ticket to ride a plane might be. So that idea, I guess, is kaput too. I don't know. We'll figure it out one day. We've definitely figured it out one day. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for being here with me tonight. Like I said, I have no specific agenda for the night. Like I said, this could be a very short show. We'll see how things take us. I've been kind of preoccupied this week with a bunch of stuff going on work-wise and home-wise, trying to figure out when I can fit into my schedule a bunch of the stuff that I need to try and do here at the house, which, you know, you guys, if you're homeowners, you know that. This time of year, it's like there's a whole bunch of stuff outside, like maybe landscaping-wise, that you didn't quite get done in the beginning part of the summer, late spring, early summer, and now you're pushing it. Now it's to the late part of the summer, but now you've got kids going back to school, you've got other stuff going on, and now it's like, okay, this would be the perfect time before the weather really starts to cool down to get these projects done. But now it's just trying to find time to do it. In addition to tomorrow, my chapter, Northern Indiana, we are participating in Relay for Life, the cancer walk in LaPorte County, Indiana. So gearing up to try and make sure I have everything we need to have an entire day spent out there, from early morning to late at night. It used to be a 24-hour event, but now they've changed it to, probably due to attendance. 25 years ago, these Relay for Life things, they were a full night of activities, and you had 30, 40, 50 teams out there all night long, tons of people out there. And for whatever reason, just through, I don't know if it's attrition, I don't know if it's interest, I don't know what it is, but the landscape of these relays, the Relay for Life events that used to be an all-night event, they have completely changed. And it's kind of sad to see because, you know, we're the one that we go to is actually in LaPorte County, Indiana, and it's right up, you know, they call it now the Indiana Lakeshore one, and it's the second largest county in the state. So in theory, you should think that this thing should still be really, really well attended and everything, but they've you know, averaged somewhere between like 8 and 10 teams in the last few years, and it's been kind of disheartening because the last couple of years, our team has been like the last team that's been the holdout team to end the day, and it's only, you know, we're usually packing up by like 8 or 9 o'clock at night at the latest because everybody else is just about gone, and it's like, what, you know, you just feel weird. So we're trying to make a push again. We're trying to help bring this thing back up a little bit, and I know they love having us out there, mostly because we're the largest team, I think, at this point now that shows up. But it's also a great time for us to just hang out with our brothers. And I know in years past, we've actually had brothers from a few other surrounding chapters come down and spend part of the day with us. So it's an awesome time for fellowship and for brotherhood, just to hang out under a tent in the shade and just to walk around and just, you know, just enjoy the time together, share stories. And we've got some new brothers in there that are new hopefuls that haven't met everybody in the chapter yet. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. But because of that, my head's not been completely here where it could have been, trying to work on some other things. So I do apologize for that. But so, yeah, but I kind of went with a kind of a specific kind of fall off message from last week's show for tonight, where I kind of wanted to take things. And it's, like I said, it's not a brand new topic. It's nothing specific to, you know, that's going to be some amazing transcendental episode show that we're going to do here tonight. But it was kind of falling off of the topic that I ended up with last week for episode 225, which was, and leaning in now to the question, you know, of how about you now, or what now for you, right? And kind of asking that question that we did last week when I mentioned, you know, that I was personally very tired of the message that was coming out of some of our brothers and the negativity that some of it was happening with, and I think some of the mixed messages I think that some of the brothers are out there floating around, thinking that they're doing it out of good, with good intentions, but not quite realizing, I don't think fully what could be happening. So, kind of taking off that notion was kind of like I kind of wanted to push it back to everybody else. I wanted to pull it back to you guys and say, okay, so what now? And encourage everybody to use your voices. Use those voices to express what you want to see for BV moving forward. Knowing that there's some things that aren't going to change, that you can't change, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean that you can't do some really cool things and that you can't have an impact on the future of this brotherhood. And part of that, I think, comes down to being able to be a voice to say, I don't want to be a part of this negativity. I don't want to be a part of all of this, this line of thought. I don't want to be a part of this message out here that is clouding everything else that we are and we could be. And I want to promote, I want to encourage guys to use that voice, because I think if too many of there's this small pocket of our guys that are focused so heavily on what once was, or in what is not now that once was, and I think they're living in a dream world of way back when. And when I say way back when, I'm only talking 8 to 10 years in some cases. But I think I've always been more of the positive forward thinker. And yes, there are always going to be things that you wish were a little bit better, a little bit different. But at the same time, things aren't as bad as people sometimes make it sound, right? And that goes for everything in your life. That can be, personal life, your professional life, or BV. And I think there's brothers out there that are just hell-bent on, making things seem like they are much worse than they are. And I would like to instead focus on the positive. I would instead like to focus on what we can go from here and the voices that we do have, and let's recognize that we don't all have to be in the same basket. We don't all have to be, in this big pocket that we just honky-dory love each other. Brothers are brothers, and brothers are going to argue. Brothers are going to fight. That's going to happen, just like in real life, in your personal life, blood brothers. But that doesn't mean that you can't get along. That doesn't mean that you can't live still respecting someone. You can disagree all day with their opinions and their thoughts, but you can at least respect the fact that they have them, and that they're willing to speak up, and they're willing to be a man about it. So that's kind of where the idea behind tonight's episode was kind of motivated for and pushing for, is that I want to encourage other guys to use that voice and to be willing to I'm not asking people to stand up on a podium or on some pedestal out in the open and scream at the top of your lungs things that you believe that for sure may not be believed by other people. I'm not asking for that. But I'm just I'm hoping that brothers, when they see things happen, when they see comments come through, when they see things that truly bother them, that they're willing to at least speak up and say, that's just not right. That's not the truth. Rather than letting this mob mentality happen behind the scenes within a handful or small pocket of brothers that will help push some sort of a negative agenda. And that's what I want to avoid. So, haven't said it yet tonight. Cheers. Anybody else that's taking a drink with an adult beverage? Tonight's selection has been one of my favorites for a very long time, but was in very short demand. Was very, very hard to get for quite some time around here, because they decided that they were only going to be selling it at the distillery for a short time. Well, for a couple of years now. So I'm very happy to see that Evan Williams Single Barrel is now back available in stores. So at least around here, I can finally buy it again. So that's nice to see, because it's a very easy drinker. So cheers. All right. Well, while I'm sipping on this, I just want to let me go ahead and say hello and give a shout out to one of the sponsors of our show here over there with Bigfoot. Whether you're navigating the rugged terrain of the great outdoors or conquering the concrete jungle of the urban landscape, Bigfoot Beard Company has you covered. Bigfoot products are made with natural ingredients designed to help maintain a healthy, rich beard without leaving it feeling greasy and heavy. From classic cologne-inspired fragrances to fruity notes and earthy tones, there's sure to be a scent for every occasion. With worldwide shipping available, why not take an opportunity to walk on the wild side? Head over to Bigfoot Beard Company today. That's www.bigfootbeardco.com. Again, that's www.bigfootbeardco.com. Okay, Bigfoot Beard. Love it. Their stuff is awesome. I love their cologne-inspired fragrance, or their beard oil fragrances. And that fluff that they put out, man, oof, I love it. It's super soft, super soft. Elevated Gray, I have to say, cheers to you. I will not be able to give you a cheers tomorrow. I will not be able to toast you tomorrow. So everybody with me, if you have a drink handy and you're listening to this later on a podcast platform, ideally, even if you're listening tomorrow on Saturday, on the day of the wedding, we all must say cheers to you, sir. Good luck, good fortune, and happiness. And never forget that she will always be right, no matter how wrong she may be. She will always be right, and you will be wrong from this day forward till the end of time. So cheers. All right. So we've got a few stalwart people here in the show, in the chat tonight, that are regular viewers, and that's awesome. If you are a regular listener on the standard podcast platform, get your pen and paper out real quick, because I want to have you send me some messages. And so if you're listening on a standard podcast platform to this episode, or if you're driving down the road or whatever else when you're listening to this thing, get your phone out so you can like dictate into your phone or something like that so you don't forget. Okay? I'm just giving you a heads up now so that you can do this for me, because I'm going to ask you to take a note or two. Okay? So do what you need to do so that you can do what you have to do so that you can help out the show moving forward with a simple question that I have. And that is that I want to be able to highlight at least once a month, and I mentioned this a few episodes ago, that I want to bring back something that we did, probably about 2 years ago. And that was that I want to be able to, like, once a month, find a brother and do a brother of the month that we're highlighting here on the show, where we do a little bit more of a deep dive, a little more in-depth interview into them. If they're doing something really cool going on in their life, if they're spearheading some really fun charity effort. That doesn't have to be specific to Bearded Villains, but I'm looking for, when you think about brothers that you know, that you love to talk to, the ones that are inspiring to you, the ones that really kind of, when you think of Bearded Villains, those are the ones that you think of. Okay, I'm not just talking about the guys that are hey, they're a great brother. I'm talking about the ones that, if you thought about it and you thought, man, I wish more people really knew this brother. And if I think that he could be an inspiration to a lot of other brothers out there if they just had a chance to know him. That's what I'm thinking about. And so I want you to send me messages. You can text me if you have my number. I'm not going to put it out here into the interwebs, but if you have my number, you can text me, or you can send me a message online, or you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can send me a message on Instagram, on either the personal BP page or on the Heart of a Villain page. Lots of different ways that you can send me a message. But I want to get a running list of some brothers that, and then I will reach out to them and see if they're willing, because there may be brothers out there that may be recommended to me, but they're just they don't want to do it, and that's fine too. I respect that. That's getting up and talking isn't easy for a lot of people. So, but I want to reach out, because here's the thing. As I've told you guys so many times before, this show is as much your show as it is my show, right? And I've also said that one of the things I love most about this show is that it allows me, old BP here, it allows me an opportunity to learn from you, right? I have never stood on a soapbox and said that this is me. This show is all about me, and I'm going to talk about me and my chapter and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, I think I get criticized sometimes from people that say you don't talk about your chapter enough. I can't believe you don't. But it's not about me. It's not about us. This is about the brotherhood, the whole brotherhood, and all I want to be, as I have been through these first 225 episodes for the last 5 years. I want to be just that conduit where I can share. I can be the one little thing that's between point A and point C. I want to be that point B. See what I did there, BP? That I can be that middleman that's able to share information. I want to be the middleman that can let other brothers know about some of our really inspirational brothers out there and what they're doing. So that is an ask that I have for you. That is my homework message for you. Do not let me down. Do not let me down. I know who you are if you are watching and listening tonight, and I can tell who you are when you listen later. Right? In most cases, in some cases, I can tell who you are. But that's what I want. Is I want to be able. I want you brothers, because like I said, as many guys as I've talked to from across the world, as many chapters as I've interviewed and spoken with, and the brothers within these different chapters, there are new guys coming in all the time, and there are brothers that I have not, that have been around for a while, that I don't know, that I may have just met in a very quick passing moment, but I didn't get a chance to really get to know them. And I feel that way about a lot of the people over in England that I did come across, that I met, that I got to hang out with for like 5 minutes, 15 minutes or something like that. But I didn't really get a chance to talk to them and get to know them. So this goes all the way, no matter where you're living in the world, right, brothers? It doesn't matter where in the world you're living. I would, let me put a little caveat on that. In order for me to talk about and learn from one of our brothers that for this idea, they have to be at least passing the English language and speaking it, right? It can still be a little bit choppy, that's fine, but they have to at least be able to communicate, because I can't otherwise. And I want to be able to learn. I want to be able to hear from people. So if you know any people that do at least speak a passing English, an English version, feel free, please reach out to me and let me know. Because like I said, starting next month in September, is that September? August, September? Yeah, September already. Starting next month, I want to be able to interview some of our brothers and talk about, kind of deep dive into let's get to know this brother. And that's something I would love to see. So do please reach out. I'm hoping, and I'm holding you all accountable. I want you to reach out to me with this information. So don't fail me, people. Do not fail me, please. All right. Hey, we've got a few more people that have just chopped in here. Got to give a big shout out, because, hey, what are we going to do, right? Rob says he is a little late, but he is here. Yes. It's always odd when Rob's not the first one to make a comment and say hello to everybody, but I'm waiting. I'm still waiting, Rob, for your traditional greeting, even though you are late. So I will not, it doesn't feel right until I get your normal greeting. So I appreciate that. The little Dane. Brother Love, what is up? What is up? Good to see you here, good sir. Rob says I can have a go at English. You can sure try. You can sure try. It may not work well for you, but you've got some people over there that could help. They could help decipher things for us and translate for sure. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I know it's been a shortened episode, but I don't want to just sit here and like stare into the microphone and just ramble on. That's not something that I want to do. But there it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, good morning to you, good sir. Good to see you here. But yeah, so that's kind of the message, or the thing that I wanted to leave you with. Just a short message, and some homework, right? So you've got your homework assignment. Figure out who are the brothers that inspire you the most, and then share with me their names so I can reach out to them, because these are the brothers that I want to be able to interview and have, once a month, have a villain spotlight on some brothers, talking about life and everything else that's going on with them. So also, when you share with me a name, please, what is it about them that inspires you? Why do you think that? What is it about them that you think everybody needs to know and to learn about? And what about them has inspired you? That's what I want to know. I won't. If need be, I can keep your name out of it. Okay, I don't have to say that they were recommended by so and so. I don't have to do that. But this is what we want. This is crowdsourcing for the heart of a villain. That's what we need to do for you. So good to hear. Good to hear. I'm excited to see that, Simon. Good. So that's your homework assignment. And then aside from that, if you came in late or whatnot, one of the things that I want is I want to remind everyone out there that, and this is my message that I had a little bit earlier, is that we need to be willing and able to use our voices to stand up for what is right and what is truthful. And when we hear things from other brothers that is detrimental to the brotherhood, we need to be willing to speak up on it. And that's what I want to encourage us, because we as a brotherhood need to move forward in a very positive manner. We can always look back on what should have been, what could have been, what once was, but that's not going to help us moving forward. We can have those discussions all day long if we want to, but where are those discussions going to lead us at any time? All they're going to do is lead us into a frustrating conversation that no two parties are going to agree to. So I'm all about, we can agree to disagree on how we got to where we're at right now. And we can agree to disagree on whether you do or you don't like a specific brother or their actions. And that's all fine and well too. But moving forward, it is a brotherhood. It is a brotherhood of men that is worldwide. And it doesn't matter if your little pocket of the world isn't happy with the way one or two people are acting. It's a brotherhood, and new chapters are going to pop up. And the new chapters that are going to pop up, sometimes, okay, because they don't fit into whatever your criteria is for what a chapter might be, they fit into the criteria of what a BV chapter is as far as BV is constructed. And so you may choose that you don't want to recognize them or go out of your way to be hospitable to them, and I get that. But also remember where you're from. Also remember what we are here for. And remember that regardless of what you think that their motives might be, that they're here for the same thing, or what you once had. And it doesn't mean that your chapter and that chapter have to get along really well. But at least respect the fact that they have decided to do something that maybe other chapters weren't. And that may be why other chapters aren't around anymore. There's all sorts of reasons for it. But we need to be respectful of the people that are willing to stand up and say, hey, I still want to be here. They're going to be here. And they're brothers. And it's a worldwide brotherhood. This thing is bigger than any one person. This thing is bigger than any one chapter. So let's push forward that way in a positive manner. Right? Right. At least that's what I feel. We can argue details till the cows come home. What's that mean anyway? Oh, I've said that a few times in life, and every time I say it till the cows come home, I'm like, do they ever really leave? I mean, unless they get out of your fenced pasture, right? I mean, is that just because like the cows go out into the field and then late in the day? I'm not a farmer, so I couldn't tell you. Do they like go out into the pasture all day long, and then when they know it's nighttime, do they come back in on their own? And that's where that came from. I don't know. I sound dumb right now, but hey, it's not the first time I've sounded dumb on here. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. So, and you know what? I'm willing to accept that. I'm totally willing to accept that. It's fine. All right, guys. Like I said, I don't want to keep you here too much longer. This is a shortened episode. We've only been here for about what, 35 minutes or so, and that's totally fine. I want to be, we're just dipping our toes in the water. We're getting in, getting out, and letting you go have a fun Friday. Or in Rob's case, or if you're over on that side of the pond anyway, a Saturday morning. But you should be getting to bed. But yeah, I knew this would be a shortened episode because, like I said, my mind is racing. I've actually still got a couple of errands that I need to run tonight and do a couple of things so that I'm prepared for tomorrow morning when we have to be out at the track field for Relay for Life. And so, yes, and I'm trying to get a decent sleep tonight, so I don't want to be out late all night. I have to make a Walmart trip, which is on a Friday night. You know how that is. That's always fun. But I've got to get over there and grab a few things for tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to that. I'm actually dreading that on a Friday night. I don't want to be there. So I'm going to get over there, get in, and get out. So, yeah, that's it. So if you are hanging out and you're still looking for something to do, hey, Dane, good idea. If you're looking for something to do, this is always a great source of brotherhood, I think. The Lakeshore boys up in Canada, they go out to any one of the old line chats, if you're still available in one of the line chats. And they always put out on Friday night, they put out the links to go out and you can listen to and you can participate in the Lakeshore chat that happens in about 45 minutes or so, I think. Always a great time. And it's such a cool thing that they do, that they host this, because every week you'll have brothers from all different parts of the world chiming in and just talking about stuff. And it's a nice, easygoing conversation that happens. Brothers razzing brothers, having just a great time talking about a whole bunch of different things going on in their lives. It's a very cool thing. So big congratulations to the Lakeshore guys for putting this thing on every Friday night. It's a constant in a lot of people's lives. Just like there's people that just wait around for this show to happen on a Thursday or a Friday. That Lakeshore chat happens every Friday night, and at 8:00 Central my time. So yeah, it's a great time. So if you're not doing anything and you want to just go talk to brothers and hang out with some brothers for a little bit, and it goes on for several hours. So jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, whatever you want to do. Get over there. I encourage you to go check it out, Lakeshore Chat. But for tonight, guys, this is going to wrap up my part of your evening. Like I said, I've still got a few things to do. Next week, hopefully we'll have a more formulated show for episode 227 as we slide into the month of September. But hey, that's it. That's going to be it, I think. Yeah, this feels good. That's going to wrap up episode 226, guys. I appreciate you more than you know for hanging out with me on a Friday night when you could be doing many, many other things. But yeah, I want to challenge you, as I do every week, guys, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Most important words I say every week, guys, remember them well. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. But guys, I hope you have a great night, a great Friday night, a great weekend ahead. I'll see you back here next week for episode 227. Yeah. Until then, guys, take care. Stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain. It's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard.